No problem with the confidence of Mo Salah, that is for sure. And a goal and assist in the same game for the 11th time this season, which is just simply extraordinary. Jamie, it's hard to describe. Even Pat said it in the interview with him. 41 goals and assists in a single Premier League season. Look, he's only 6 points off top spot here, and he's got, as we know, another 11 games to go. He's already the only player that's gone past the 40 mark twice, and the top two on that graphic have done it in a 42-game season, and this is Mo Salah. So far, what are we in? 27 games into the season. Put this into some kind of context for us.
Well, this is going to end up being the greatest season we've ever seen from an individual. I have no doubt about that. And it's not whether he finishes above those players in terms of numbers, it's how far. And maybe sets the bar so high that in the future nobody can ever get there ever again. We are seeing something special. We know that over the last 7 or 8 years, but this is like an old-timer season, this. That
list is great, though. Look at Shearer. Andy Cole, such an underrated player. Such an underrated Thierry Henry, the great strikers.
We still class Salah as a white player.
Well, he calls himself a winger, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's a white player, obviously.
I think he's a wide striker.
Yeah, of course.
He's a wide striker. Most seasons, he ends up with the most shots. If you end up with the most shots in a season, you can't class yourself as an out-and-out winger. I think he is there to score goals. I think at the time, Mane and Salah were wide forwards, and Firmino was vacating the space for them to make the runs in behind. I think his role in this team is to be the goal scorer. It's not to be the creator.
And I think if you're going to be successful at any big club, you do need to end up world-class player. You can have brilliant players around you. United, you'd have a Cantona or Ronaldo, Rooney. You need that one player who's almost ahead of everyone else just to get you over the line and make the difference in tight games. And Salah does that week in, week out.
I think when you look at the names on there, some are goal scorers and some are sort of great players. I think there's probably a slight difference. You know, you class Alan Shearer as a great goal scorer, still a great player. Thierry Henry's almost like a great player. And I think most people would say, when we talk about the Premier League, we probably always put Thierry Henry on the top. For me, Mo Salah's definitely second. And if he signs a new contract, that is going to be a fight to the finish. Is he what he wants now? Thierry's a colleague of ours, isn't he? So at the moment, Thierry's still on top, but we are looking at somebody who's pushing.
I thought you were going to say, show me the money, give him what he wants.
Well, I don't know what he wants. If I had it, I'd give him it.
He's on track to have the best season in terms of goals and assists, as Jamie was referring to. We can see that by looking at the minutes per goal and assists. He's ahead of that wonder season from Erling Haaland. His brilliant first season in 17-18. Luis Suarez, who you had the pleasure of partnering up front. Daniel, is he above the rest?
I think it's a tough question, man. There's some top players. I think what Mo's doing season in, season out is literally ridiculous. It's mind-blowing. He's on the list twice there. You know, for him to be doing this, and I don't even think when he came to the club, anyone ever thought he would be close to being a guy who would score 25 a season or 20 goals a season. Sure, you did.
From the Fiorentina dressing room.
Yeah, but I'm saying for you to say he's going to come to the Premier League and score 20 goals a season is like a bold statement. But what we're seeing, the consistency from what he's doing on the pitch, and furthermore, I think sometimes you see Mo, you know, he'll say, oh, yes, Studge, I don't pay attention, or he doesn't know about stats, but he'll see that 41 day and go, you know what? I want that record. It's right.
Tracking for
57. He was special, though. Even when he was at Basel, he went to Fiorentina, he goes to Roma. Obviously, it didn't work for him at Chelsea, but when he go into this Premier League with Liverpool, I just knew, and I think the greatest compliment you can give Salah, he doesn't have to play well. Doesn't have to play well to score goals. He's just.
You didn't know he'd score 20 plus goals.
Honestly, there's an interview. Go back and look at the interview, and I was like, this player is too good for Fiorentina. We shouldn't have him. He came there on loan.
He said that went down well with the club.
But I just knew just the special his touch, his technique, how selfish he was in front of goal. He went to Juve in a Coppa Italia. He ran from 40, 50 yards past some of the best defenders in the league at the time. I just knew he was special. Maybe I'm being...
As you know what,
giving a little bit too much credit.
He's always available.
Exactly.
Always available.
Would you have him up there as, what, top two?
Whatever about top two, he's up there with some of the greatest players, definitely.
He's having a Messi and Ronaldo season, isn't he? That's that thing of scoring.
Let's be know your ranking. We're talking Ballon d'Ors now. If we're not talking Ballon d'Ors with Mohamed Salah, then it's getting out of hand. We have to start putting him in that conversation now and saying, I don't even know if he's had a top 5 vote or a top 3 vote yet. I mean, he's not been on the stage to go,
Why do you think he hasn't?
I have no idea. To be totally transparent, I think when you look at maybe the history of the award, typically it goes to someone in La Liga. Obviously,
I came
Rodri.
sixth 1 year. Sixth.
Jamie came 19th.
I come 19th.
Daniel, can I ask you, with this extraordinary season he's had, he had a really good season last year as well, but it seems his game has gone to another level in terms of these numbers. What is it about? Is it about something that he is driving himself? Is it about the way that Arne Slot builds this team to get the best out of Mo Salah?
I think yes. I think he's got less defensive responsibilities. I think the way Jurgen set up was we're a machine as a team. Everyone working, everyone. I think he's got less defensive responsibilities, which then allows him to have more energy. I think when you look about the best players in the world, we talk about Cristiano Ronaldo's, Messi's and Neymar's and Mbappe, Vinny. These players aren't defending, tracking back every single action. They'll do it from time to time, but they're not defending every single action, getting back into positions. They're reserving their energy to make a difference up the other end of the pitch. And I think when we talk about those guys, I'm sure you would have forgiven Cristiano or the likes of Rooney.
No, you get back.
You would say...
No, he's getting a bit older now. Yeah, as the lads got older,
Yeah.
about 4 or 5 years
But
ago,
he's,
you'd be saying
how
get
old's
back.
Mo now? He's 30...
No, I'd forgive him a bit more now, and I'd always
Yeah.
forgive a striker who's going to be doing the business at the other end.
Yep.
But when he was a bit younger, you obviously have to come back.
So on that age,
When
Jamie, on that age point, if his game has been tweaked by Arne Slot, so he's maximising his energies at the top end of the pitch, age becomes less relevant, doesn't it? He's 32 now, he's 33 next year. What would stop Liverpool giving him what he wants to revisit that conversation?
Listen, you go back to the numbers. I think we still don't know, is it a length of contract, is it a money issue? But when I go back to him having a messy season, I'll never forget when I first joined Sky and we were doing the Champions League. We were at the new camp and we had the view of the game, and I just remember just watching him walking about the pitch, and he'd just come alive when he needed to do. And Mo Salah's probably not at that stage where he's actually walking about. But we had a stat about Trent getting dribble passed by Doku in the first half, but he's not getting the best help in the world. But the reason you're arm away with that because of the numbers going the other way, and that's what reminds me again a bit talking about Messi. So he's getting the Messi numbers in terms of a goal or an assist every game, but he's almost playing that type of role where he knows basically his body better than anybody, and he just comes alive. So I actually think Liverpool, great result. I think Liverpool played amazing today on the ball. But second half, every time they counter-attacked, it was him in behind and even playing lovely passes into people. He's just almost got that status that he knows he's the best player, not just in the team, but in the league.
And what might have helped him as well is that his contract was up. Sometimes you find a bit of motivation from that. He's thinking, obviously, I'm playing for a better deal, or if I'm going abroad. I know some people say it's a distraction, but I think he's used it in a real positive way. He's not been, even his interviews, and I know he's doing well, he's talking about, but contract situation can get a player down. You know, it can affect their pride or their ego, but he's used that as a bit of energy, and I think that's helped him, and it's almost motivated him a bit more.
I think his experience is now led him to this point where his motivation's there, his professionalism in the summers, the players, everybody knows, even when I was playing with him, comes back in unbelievable shape every single season. He wants to be the best. He wants to be recognised as the best in the world as well. I know from having conversations with him in the dressing room, he wants to be the best player in the Premier League. He wants to be the best player in the world. I think now this team is undoubtedly his. I think in previous years, people would say Sadio Mane, maybe he's the best player in the team. Oh, Bobby Firmino, this and that. Now it's like, it's the Mo Salah show. Like, it's a fantastic team of players. But when it comes to Liverpool going forward, if I want to take 10 shots today, I'm taking 10 shots today.